everybody, welcome back to part two of the Minecraft series. Oh, it's lagging. Let me give it a minute to render the world. Last time we started it on the house. Is Chicken Jockey still there? They are. I've been seeing all these memes where it's a picture of a chick, a jaw, and a key, and the end or something. I literally saw one that's like a chick, the end, a jaw, key, chicken jockey. Anyways, that's irrelevant. What we're gonna do today? Let's see. So we were starting by blocking off the rooms of the house, and I kind of have that done now. This is gonna be half. That's gonna be half. That's gonna be part of it. That's gonna be part of it. And they were all labeled too. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, bedroom, bathroom, and then this one was just like the inside part, and there was gonna be like a living room on this side, and then this side was gonna be like the kitchen. Perfect. Alright. So I need to probably decide on a material to build the house out of. Let me go into my inventory. And while I'm doing this, I'll start yapping about stuff. The new, for example, the new update to Minecraft. Hold on, let me just. Um, looks really cool. I saw that with the newest snapshot, the happy guests, you're gonna be able to attach a boat to them with leads, and you can put something in the boat and easily transport stuff with just the happy guests. So it's gonna be super cool. Um, Here we are. What brick do we use? Hmm. Let's see. We're in a savannah village. I want to use an orange thing probably to match it. There's a jungle right there. You know, I think I'm gonna go ahead and use. I don't like terracotta. These are shulker boxes. Where's all the bricks? Like the bamboo. It kind of matches the jungle and Acacia Village vibe. Is it really a good thing to build a house out of? If in real life I was building a house out of bamboo? No, no, I don't think that would go that good. But I'm gonna accent with colors and use some dark, some light. Anyways, oh, let me get concrete. I'm just gonna fill out the perimeter with concrete, as if this was the original house. This is the foundation. The entire thing was gonna be concrete. I'm just like that. I like it to be realistic, even if there's literally no reason. Um. So, anyways, yeah, the new update, Minecraft with the happy gas looks super cool. You can put a villager or really anything on to a boat, and then you can just attach that boat with four leads, and you can just lead something in general to a happy gas. So I could attach an entire line of cows to a one lead one cow, then attach that lead to another cow, keep going, and then eventually it would be able to transport five cows. The new happy guests update looks super cool. I cannot wait for it to drop outside snapshots. It's I don't really touch snapshots. When it does come out, I will be super thrilled to use it. Also, since the last time I recorded one of these, I missed last week. This was not feeling well. So I didn't want to make the video because it wouldn't have been good. I had no energy to do it, but I have nothing to do. So anyway, since last time, new season of Doctor Who began on Disney Plus, and it is so good. You really should check it out. like you probably want to watch the first season to understand it a little bit, but like at least the Disney Plus version. You don't have to watch like the entire show, really. How did this cow? Oh, they're probably jumping in. Hold on. I don't want to kill the pig, but I do need to get rid of the cow. Okay, okay, okay. This is just it's gonna lock in for a second. Um, because I don't want to accidentally kill the pig, so I'm just trying to focus. And then I'm gonna make it impossible for more animals to jump in. Please, please lose yourself in the music, the moment. So that you can just not exist anymore. How long does this take? I mean, I am just using my bare hand. I could probably grab a sword and it might be quicker. There we go. Okay. Anyways, what I was saying, the villains in both episodes are like freaking so awesome. I like the new companion and the dynamic that her and the doctor have. Um, the overarching plot and like the mysteries that are going on surrounding like their neighbor character and what happened to this new companion is really interesting, and just in general that's what's been good. Like it has been like genuine just peak, and I really think you should watch it. I don't want to get into it too much because then it'll like spoil for the show, but I just think people should watch it because it is super good. Today's episode had like a live action animation kind of hybrid style, and it was just that's awesome. I'm a sucker for that. I love that so much. Also, they finally announced the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order date if you are an American or Canadian. I'm like looking forward to that. I'm definitely gonna be getting Nintendo Switch 2. It's gonna start coming out on for pre-orders on the 24th. I'm so here. I was looking at the prices and like the console price stayed the same, but the accessory prices went up. An average of $5. Like I think it wasn't bad, but just I mean they're kind of insane to begin with. Like they're selling a $90 case for the Switch that can fit like your dock, your controller, probably a bunch of games, all this stuff, and it's like who really needs that? And like, who, first of all, who really needs that? Like, people probably have another storage solution since it took you so long to think of making something like that. And then even when they finally are making this for the new console, it's like $90 is insane. It's literally just a bunch of like cloth pieces. I understand there's a lot of pockets, but like it can't cost you $90 or anywhere near $90 to make and ship that. It's literally just cloth. So like sure, it's getting hit by some tariffs, but most of them were removed, only technology. And like it has it right now. And it's literally just cloth. Like backpacks I can get for maybe like I don't know how much an average backpack is, but I know it's like cheaper than $90 for like a small backpack, and like maybe a really big one is 90 or $100. But then that can fit more than what like you would be able to fit in that case. I really just don't understand that. And then the other thing is it's so disproportionate because you can buy a regular case for $40. It's like so at the same time as $90 being too expensive, it's weirdly too cheap as well. Because like the $40 is for the regular case. Which sure, maybe the regular case is $40. I don't know. I don't know anything about how the regular case works. But it's just like your basic case that you would fit your Nintendo Switch 2 in, just like how all the Nintendo Switches have like just a carrying case, which kind of insane that the bundle for get it when you get the Switch doesn't come with a carrying case, but whatever. So then it's like for $50 extra, you can fit, like I said, your dock, some Joy-Cons, some games, the Switch itself. Like that's way bigger than just two Switches. That's way more space than just two Switches. So in a way, it's like, well, it should be even more than $50 because it's giving you way more space. But yet, it still feels like it's just too expensive. I don't know. It's weird. I'm trying to think of the other accessories and stuff that are out. I thought they made new steering wheels for Mario Kart. Now those are something where I can't complain about how expensive it is. It's only $25. Like yeah, that's valid. Same with the console price. I feel like the console price is also like that's just normal. Uh, anyway, they also showed off the new Mario Kart game with all of its features, and it looks really cool. I'm also excited because they're finally incentivizing me to beat Grand Prix mode. It's like in Mario Kart, I played 7 and I played 8 Deluxe, and I just never beat Grand Prix mode. Because either like when I was young playing 7, I wasn't good enough, or like I just didn't care enough. Like in Grand Prix mode, you don't even really get anything in 8 Deluxe. Like I think you maybe get Gold Mario if you beat it all on 200cc, but then to get his like cart and stuff, you still have to do other stuff. All of this to say though is like I said, they finally give you an incentive. Well, what is that incentive? They're locking Rainbow Road behind Grand Prix mode. And yeah, sure. But what if people just want to play casually and like yeah, it is kind of tough for people that just want to play casually that can't access Rainbow Road unless they do all the Grand Prix. I agree. Like, if you just want to get Mario Kart to play with your friends, the fact they're locking like an entire section of the map and like the tracks behind it, sure, I can understand being upset about that. But as somebody who would just never beat Grand Prix mode unless there was like an incentive, I'm glad because they're giving me a good incentive. I can unlock one of the coolest tracks in the game if I manage to beat it. The thing I saw is that the open world is like gonna be really cool. Like it's actually filled with little collectibles and stuff for you to get, as well as like being able to make pit stops to unlock outfits for your characters, which I find really cool and fun and interesting. Anyways, I'm gonna see what else has. Oh my gosh. Okay. I always I might have mentioned this in a video before, but like I like to play games on my phone, but I can just never find one. Like never, like a good one. I just have such a struggle finding a game that I can be like, yeah, I enjoy this and I like won't quit on it within the first week and can just sit like and play it whenever I want for a long time. And I finally think I found one this week. It is Puzzle and Dragon Story. You unfortunately have to have Apple Arcade to get it, and it's not like oh, the plus version of some regular game. Like no, it's literally its own thing. So you're kind of out of luck if you don't have Apple Arcade. That's rough. But the the reason that I bring it up is because it's a game I'm playing, and it is really cool. Oh, this is starting to lag. I don't like when it starts to lag. This will probably be cut. And we're back. Okay, there we go. I just don't like when it starts to lag. It makes me worry that's gonna crash. Anyways, what it is you basically start out with like these little spirits. They are like the different Pokemon types, like the fire, water, grass, your basic. I think it might be like fire, ice, and wood or something. Like, the basic trait. And you go into a level for the first time. And the gameplay itself is really interesting. It's kind of like a match 3 game, but you don't really have to match 3 because you can like move it around the entire map and you kind of just get infinite time a little bit. Like I think you can run out of time, and when I get into the higher levels, I might start to run out of it because it's not really a timer. It's like I think the amount of times you can move your little piece. So like once I get into the higher levels, it might get harder. But your goal is basically to see how many things you can match in one move. Like, what's the max amount of stuff that you can get to match in one move? So you're just trying to make combos, and the more you match, the more damage you do. So then these little guys that you get attack, and you're fighting like other creatures. But that's not even the coolest part. The coolest part, in my opinion, is how you unlock the creatures. So if you come across like a strong named creature, it'll unlock it. And then once you unlock it, you have to craft it. And the way you craft it is by fighting the smaller, like kind of unnamed creatures. Um, and you get like copies of them that you then use to craft these big ones that you can bring with you to make level strength. And I find that progression system to be like really cool. And then it's kind of like an evolution thing. And you can see like there's a tree for each of the characters, like starting from the basic thing you get at the beginning to like the most powerful one. And I've honestly really been enjoying. This is taking forever. This might be, well, this isn't going to be the whole thing. Oops. I'll try to start building like the actual stuff. I'm just so happy because it's finally spring. In the winter, I just get so like, I'm just done. I just get so done in the winter because there's nothing to go out and do. I'm not typically busy in the winter because like I'm going to be in college next year. I'm just a high school student still. So like it picks up in the spring actually because that's when like AP exam season is and the school year's ending and all. Like I literally just have nothing to do and it is quite annoying, but I'm so happy that it's the spring. After this, I'm probably gonna like go outside and do something. Dude, I finally finished Breaking Bad, and cause I'd been watching it and like if for like every night for like a couple months, and like literally like a month ago or so, I finally finished it. And I'm not gonna give away spoilers for the ending of Breaking Bad or anything like that. People can look it up if they want to know what I mean. But it just feels like the ending is such an unsatisfying conclusion because it's not built up to it all. Okay, like they completely build one other thing, and I'm not saying that this other thing makes the main character such a great person with redeeming qualities, did it for a good reason. No, he's objectively still a horrible person and like a bad criminal, got caught, and all this stuff. I'm not trying to say that you need to sympathize with him and that the ending itself isn't true and that never should have happened. Because like that's the one argument so many people make is like, why are people trying to paint him to be a good person? And it's like, I'm literally not. I'm just saying from a storytelling standpoint, the actual ending of his character is not set up at all. I will agree that if like the show tells us that that was the motivation, then yeah, you can't deny that it was the motivation. But like it is such a bad just motivation because it's like just comes out of complete nowhere and is not built up in the rest of the show. It's one of those things where maybe if I watched it again, I'd see the inklings of where like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But as far as I'm aware, like all of his actions pointed completely towards the other motivation they'd been building up the entire show. And it felt like for the sake of how I don't even know, just to do it, they completely threw that motivation away just to like go a different direction. And I won't say that like, oh, the ending was bad because of that. It's still one of the most intense and then like satisfying things. Like Breaking Bad is a damn good show. But it just like really just from a storytelling standpoint, the motivation just there's such a lack of evidence for it. And it bothers me that they did that because they could have written a satisfying conclusion based on the actual motivation of the character that's built up throughout the show. I'm sure fans will know what I mean. I don't really know, like, I haven't watched many videos on it or something, so I don't really know what the general opinion is. Like, maybe I'm right. Maybe everybody agrees with me, but I feel like they don't. And I think they should, because I feel like everybody needs to see that, like, that is the objective truth. Okay, so I'm done with this. So now we are gonna move on. But yeah, I wasn't sure what stair I was gonna use. First of all, do we want it to be 2 or 1? No, we want it to be 3. So this wasn't done yet. Like, yeah, this doesn't really go up exactly the door, but only one of these does anyway. Actually, wait, yeah, wait. No, I think I did only want it to be 2. But low-key, I'm realizing I only want to do 1. I only want it to be 1. I'm gonna change it up. There we go. It kind of looks awkward like that, but let's make it a bamboo stair. I'm gonna go with bamboo mosaic stairs. I'm just gonna try to make this look as like texture rich as I can and like different as I can. Well, wait, I'm just realizing now that I did want this to be 2, because watch. When I close this, there's gonna be a second door. Yeah, oops, I did need there to be 2. It just looked like 1 because they were both open at the time. Oh well. There we go. Okay. So yeah, now we're gonna start the outside. Does it look good? Okay, yeah. It honestly does. Here's my other thought is like, you know how houses have like a siding on them? I know, but these all look so bad. Like they don't look like what I envision when I say like a siding on a house. This is like one of the only solid ones, so I'm gonna try this just to see what it looks like. But like typically real houses are built out of like brick and siding. So I just want to try one thing. I'm pretty sure it's gonna look awful. But I just want to try. Like having basically, well, and then doing this will be like a logistical nightmare because when we get higher up on the house too, like that, right? And it's like, oh, there's siding. But that just that looks objectively bad. I wonder if there's another block like that can like go on the block. And then the other thing is like, okay, I'm gonna place a second one of these. Okay, you can place it under the end of the block, so that'll work. But like, I don't want to install a texture pack just for this, because then it'll like rewrite the. But like, is there a different one that looks better? What if I did it like a different way? Like, can I place this? No, that is on both sides. You can like see that. And like spruce trapdoor, like looks bad. Let me just look at all of them again. I mean, I guess I say it looks bad, but like it's better than pretty much all the other options. I hadn't seen the mangrove trapdoor either. That's kind of cool. Let's look how this one looks. Yeah, I mean, I suppose this isn't actually too bad. I think I'm gonna do this. Yeah, yeah, I quite like that. Then it's like that's actually made out of brick, and then there's the siding. I'm not gonna be able to keep this up for like every house, just because there isn't enough variety of trapdoors that'll actually look good. But for now, I'm gonna do at least for this first house, because I think like that's how houses are meant to look, and it does look kind of cool. Kinda does. Then it gives some depth too, as the corners are like different. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Glad I figured that out. Let's begin building. I'm just gonna go around the outside with all of it. I wonder, like, something that I would love to see is like how structurally sound would a Minecraft house be? Like I'm a big fan of like game theory, film theory, style theory, all those channels, and I've got a few ideas. Like I feel like it would be cool if they did. I don't want the pig to escape, so I'm just gonna leave that for now, and I'll deal with that one very last. The first one is, would a Minecraft house be structurally sound enough, or could it be structurally sound enough? Like, is there a way? Yeah, it's kind of stupid. It's objectively like, no, it clearly. Okay, I fell down. It clearly wouldn't be structurally sound enough. Like, duh. Right? And like, yeah, maybe it's true. Maybe it's obvious, but it would still be cool to have it be like confirmed. And then here's the other thing. The other thing, my other idea for a theory is what would happen to your body if you ate like an anime character. I really enjoy watching like animes. My I'm trying to think of animes I've watched. I've seen some of Pokemon, some of Spy Family. I've read like all the manga of Spy Family though. Um, I really enjoyed that. I found the anime to be okay, but like there were other better ones I'd rather watch. I'm caught up on One Piece. Obviously, we've talked about that before. Um, like I used to see some of Yu-Gi-Oh when I was young, some of Dragon Ball Z. I'm gonna watch Dragon Ball Z once I finish Dragon Ball. Like I'm gonna watch all of. But I haven't seen like that many animes outside of like a few big ones. And in those, we have characters like specifically Luffy and Goku that just use so much energy and then just absolutely house their food. Oh, and the inside might not be brick. I don't know. It's easier to just like kind of fill everything in and then just like talk. Also, no, I'm throwing. Because this needed to stay and in sight. Hold on, I got distracted. Because this wasn't. Okay, this isn't even going to be here in the house. There was no need. Anyways, let me get back to my thought. So, they use so much energy doing like training and fighting. Yeah, this needed to be up one, like the other thing. I don't know. Well, this did it. But some of this did. Anyway, let me. Ah. Um, they use so much energy, like training and fighting. Which, first of all, how much energy would that consume? Like, would it realistically consume enough energy to be able to eat the amount of food they're eating? Because they consume so much energy during like training periods, and then just absolutely house all of their food. Like, I mean, they'll eat like 50 plates in one sitting. And what I'm wondering is what would that do to your body? Like if I ate 50 like plates, so like hundreds of pounds of like meat and vegetables and stuff in one sitting, I feel like I would just die. But then there's the other side of the coin where like what if they are expending enough energy? I used to watch CW's The Flash, which I gave up after like I don't remember what season it was, but it if you've seen the show, it just really takes a turn after a certain season and episode, and it just isn't good anymore. But in that time, they showed how he had to eat like tons and tons of food because he ran super fast and would expend like thousands of kilowatts of or joules or whatever the units are of energy more than he should have. God dang it. I did it for the. No, I didn't. This is one lower. This is the. Okay, sorry. And it's like, is that realistic? Do people that are working on a super high level like that actually expend that much energy? Then, what would expending that much energy do to your body. Like, if I actually ran at the speed of light, could I realistically expend a ton of energy to the point where I could eat like 50 cheeseburgers in one sitting and I'd be fine? Yeah, so it was kind of confusing, but now I'm going to start breaking it down more. So, I feel like no, for many reasons. I feel like it just wouldn't be realistic for characters like Luffy and Goku in the Flash to eat that much because of one simple thing. Basically, if I ran like the speed of light around the Earth like 100 times, which, you know, it's not really possible, but I feel like if I did, I would then use so much energy that by the time I finished that, I'd be dead. So that's the first step. Like, I think you would get to a point where you would just completely exhaust your body. Like, you wouldn't be perfectly fine. And this goes for people, like, especially Goku. Like, we've got Luffy. He's a rubber man. If he wants to, like, do all this fighting and stuff, and he's got superpowers. Same with the Flash. Maybe the Flash is able to maintain this constant speed and stuff due to his superpower. But as it pertains to Goku, like, he would probably be dead. Like, using a Kamehameha blast is literally expending his life energy. And he has no superpowers or whatever. Like, if he does a big Kamehameha blast and gets super tired to the point where he can eat 50 bowls of food, no. I think if I did that, I'd just be dead, right? Because the thing is, your body needs to have a certain amount of energy, literally, to keep functioning. Like, you're constantly giving yourself energy by like pumping blood to your veins and all this stuff, and you would get to the point where to compensate for like this overuse of your body that you just couldn't exist anymore because your heartbeat would get too fast trying to rush to like pump blood to these areas. But let's just assume for a minute that you somehow survive this massive expenditure of energy, which I don't think you would. Do you then consume enough energy to realistically need to eat like 50 cheeseburgers, for example? Maybe. Maybe I would consume enough energy to need to eat 50 cheeseburgers. I don't know. It's a hard one. But I feel like it. Yeah, I'm using 50 cheeseburgers as the example here, but I honestly feel like it kind of depends. Like, I feel like if you ate the right stuff or did the right stuff to get energy, like use the right methods, like I know that like Gatorade can provide electrolytes, which is important, and like you could drink like salt water to help like, because I think it dehydrates you, but also like if you're already super dehydrated, like I don't know, maybe I'm just yapping about the salt water thing, but I feel like there's some combination of vitamins and stuff that you could eat. No, because I feel like even then you die. So you hear refeeding syndrome. People go so long without eating. Yeah, because like even if your body used that much energy, you know, it would basically be like going like way too long without eating. Because if you're going a super long time without eating, your body's then using all the energy you have left. So I feel like you would literally get refeeding syndrome and then die. Because like rereading syndrome is basically where people that go like over a month or more without eating, you can't just jump back into eating. You need to like slowly go for like maybe a nibble of a piece of bread, some applesauce, like stuff like that, so your body gets used to eating. And I feel like working at such a high level as people like the Flash do, it would get to the point where you're using the same amount of energy your body would expend over a month, multiple months. So then you wouldn't be ready for eat because your body literally wouldn't have the energy to break down that food. So I feel like no matter which way you slice it, if people like Goku were real, who have no superpowers, yet somehow expend the same amount of energy as people like the Flash in like an hour fighting martial arts, and then manage to like house 50 bowls of ramen at the restaurant afterwards. Like I said, I feel like no matter which way you slice it, they wouldn't be able to survive. So all this to say that I think if Goku was real, he would have to seriously rethink his battle strategy because one day of that, and he's gonna be down in the grave. That's for sure. I also just realized I filled the entire thing with foundation, but I probably wanted to dig under one so that the floor can be flat. Oh well, I'll have to fix that next time. This has gone on for long enough, so I'm just gonna finish this layer and then wrap it up, as it's also starting to lag again, so it's kind of not great. Okay, here we go. I hope people enjoyed this episode and me to yap, and I think I made it a little bit long. It's been great. Also, the one other thing I'll say is I swear if you were genuinely watching my last video and like really liked it, good on you. I feel like I got almost 500 views. That was really good. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. But I also feel like it was getting view botted because the average viewer retention was like less than a minute, but it somehow had 500 views. I obviously would never bot my views, but I feel like somebody did because I don't know. Like for the average viewer retention to be less than a minute in 500 views seems unrealistic. I guess a lot of people do just click off in the first minute, but it still counts as a view. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and sign this off now.